AITA for telling my stepsister that I don't give a FCK about her and her baby? My 16F stepsister, Jenna, 16F, has a 3-month-old son. My mom watches him all day while she's at school, but Jenna has to stay home pretty much all the time when she's not at school because my mom won't watch him more than she has to. I've had to take care of him a lot. I am taking very rigorous classes and am involved in a lot of extracurriculars, so I have very little free time. Most days I don't get home until 6, and then Jenna asks me to watch him for a bit before dinner, so I usually don't get to start doing my homework until after dinner at like 8. I don't think I've gotten more than 5 hours of sleep on a school night in weeks. When I do have time to sleep, I get woken up every few hours by a crying baby. I'm on track to be valedictorian and my grades are suffering because of Jenna's kid. My dad never found the milk, so there's nowhere else I can go. I'm stuck here. I decided I'm done watching her baby, so now I just go to the library or a friend's house after school and don't come home until 9. On weekends I leave the house as early as possible and come home at night. Jenna said that she needs me to stay at home a little more because she can't watch a baby without any help all day. I told her that she chose to have that kid and he's her responsibility. She said that her mental health is suffering because she can't go out much since I stopped watching him, and I need to help her because we're sisters. I said that I don't give a FCK about her and her baby, and if she doesn't want to watch him then she can get a job to pay for a babysitter. She's mad at me now and she told my mom. My mom said she can't make me do anything, but she's disappointed that I'm so selfish and she can't believe that she raised an uncaring brat like me. AITA? Edit. The baby's dad's parents pay child support, but they don't want to be in his life. The dad goes to another school, so they have pretty much zero contact. We live in California, so abortion is easy to access, but Jenna chose not to abort even though her parents encouraged her to. Her mom lives 3 hours away and her dad doesn't watch the kid because that's women's work. Edit 2. It was wrong of me to say I don't give a duck about the kid. I do care for him. I just don't want to spend my free time watching him. NTA. You have an interesting family. Jenna's mental health is suffering from watching the baby all the time. So the obvious solution is for you to watch your baby all the time. Your mom apparently has a rigid limit on the amount of time she will watch the baby, but is disappointed in you for being so selfish for not watching the child during all your free time. You are child-free and excelling at school, but you are an uncaring brat. Can you move in with a relative or family friend to finish school? NTA for rejecting this trap. People keep trying to hold you in. Jenna has a baby. You don't. Jenna's free time is forfeit. Yours isn't. And having said all that, Jenna isn't the person robbing you of your space and peace of mind. Tell Jenna to seek childcare from anyone who is not you. And if your parents expect you to pitch in, then spend more time away. Your parents are the selfish ones expecting you to fill in like a live-in nanny. You go to high school, you don't have a baby, and so raising an infant isn't a you problem. The adults need to adult and manage. Your sister signed up for this. You didn't. Uncaring brat? I am what you've made me, Mom. She's mad at me now and she told my mom. My mom said she can't make me do anything, but she's disappointed that I'm so selfish and she can't believe that she raised an uncaring brat like me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Their missus won't watch the kid more than necessary. Easy with those stones in that glass house. She said that her mental health is suffering because she can't go out much since I stopped watching him, and I need to help her because we're sisters. Too bad. She's a mother now. Her primary responsibility is to that kid. If she needs help, she's got a baby daddy to go to. You don't need to help her, because you're not that kid's parent. Any responsibility towards that kid begins and ends exactly where you say it begins and ends. What's unfair here is that you're unable to be in your house without being harassed and inconvenienced by someone else's life choice. NTA. NTA. Whilst it's sad that Jenna is so young, she needs to be taught actions have consequences, and this is the result of having a child when you're still a child yourself. For the next 18 years she's going to realize that her social life and everything else is on hold. And that if she wants him looked after, she needs to pay for babysitting. Where is the father in all of this? She needs to be going after him for child support and a custody arrangement so he also takes care of their child. I'd say to your mom, this is the consequences of having a child, and it's not my responsibility if she won't take ownership. If anything, your mom and stepdad have failed her in not educating her about birth control and making better choices. NTA. Don't damage your future because of someone else's poor choices. NTA. You are a child. It is not your responsibility to care for your nibbling. It's unfortunate that your sister became a parent so young. But her choice does not mean that everyone in her orbit is on the hook for the consequences of that choice. Your feelings are valid. Refusing to give up your adolescence does not make you selfish. NTA. You didn't get pregnant in high school and you are taking care of your future. That child is not your responsibility. NTA. And your mom is an enabler. She likes it so much. She can watch the baby even more. Jenna needs to grow up and take care of her baby. Your stepsister was selfish to bring a child into the world when she's still a child and then expecting everyone else in the house to help her out. You are NTA, and I suggest you sit down with her and your mom and tell them in a matter-of-fact way that your grades and your mental health are struggling due to your stepsister's decision to have a child, and that you can't give any effort or time into helping because you need to focus on your own studies and extracurricular activities. I'd recommend earplugs during the night. If you won't sleep through an alarm and/or white noise machine or a loudish fan, you are not obligated to help out at all, especially if it's making your grades suffer. My dad never found the milk, so there's nowhere else I can go. I've got to know what this means. Lol. But otherwise. NTA. NTA. Actions have consequences. Jenna chose to have a baby. So Jenna can suck it up and deal. She can watch him herself. Get a job and pay a sitter like you suggested. Or even put him up for adoption if she's decided that parenting is too much for her to handle. As for your mom, tell her that you did care until it started impacting your own mental health and schoolwork, and that if she had stepped in to at least reduce the amount of time you were expected to watch him, none of this would have happened, and that you may be an uncaring brat, but she's a bad mother. NTA. This baby is not your responsibility. Keep your grades your top priority. They're the best way out of this toxic mess. Don't cave. My friend ended up looking after her baby stepsister while doing important exams. Dunno why her stepmom couldn't do it tbh, and she didn't get into medical school due to her grades. It's not your baby. NTA. NTA. You did provide help to your stepsister and she started to abuse it, thus the start of your struggle. At school, she does have help. Your mom watches the baby while she is at school, so that almost 89 hours 5 days, and plus your 23 hours of help 5 days a week. Therefore, she helped for 1,011 hours 5 days. 5,055 hours. And that doesn't account for the help you provide on the weekends. I'm sorry, but what does your stepsister think having a baby would be like? A bag of rainbows and hugs? Your mom can't say anything because she set a boundary in regard of taking care of the baby only during school time. And you did help, but it started to be abused and seen as a guarantee when it's not. If you still want to help your stepsister, be sure to set boundaries. When you get home from school and she asks you, say, sorry, I have to finish my homework first, but I can help if it's done. Or tell her that she has to tell you in advance for help so you can check your calendar and to make sure that you are not stretching yourself thin. Just like babysitting, which you are doing but for free. But again, NTA, and don't listen to your mom, she's tough for expecting you to be responsible for something that's not your responsibility. NTA, and your mother has no business asking you to give up any of your time for this child. Let her think of you as an uncaring brat. I'd rather be that than an unpaid babysitter for a teen mom. NTA, in this case you have to be selfish. Your sister made choices and has to deal with the consequences. You did not get pregnant and you have a promising future. If mom tells you that you are selfish again, agree with her. I am selfish. And plan to be so. NTA. Put it to your mother like this: your sister's needs are not more important than yours. You have homework to do and grades to keep up. In order to do that, you need time to work and time to sleep outside of school hours. You have accommodated your sister as much as you could. But at this point, you need a break before you crash and burn and lose your future. Your sister has other options to get what she wants, needs elsewhere. You, on the other hand, have no option but to focus on school until school is done, because only you can meet your school obligations to get yourself where you want to be. It's not fair to ask you to give that up for her benefit. NTA. Jenna has to deal with the consequences of her actions. She's a mom and needs to start taking responsibility. Stop babysitting at all. Also, if you have a phone, you could download a white noise app and wear headphones to bed. This might help cut down on your sleep loss. BTW. The reason your mom might be upset with you is because mom, expects to get stuck babysitting even more if you aren't involved. But that's not your problem. You don't owe it to anyone to give up your time so stepsis can still have a social life. Keep up your studies and plan to get out as soon as possible. NTA. Jenna is for getting pregnant, having a kid so young that she can't deal with. Her kid is not your responsibility. She can deal with the consequences of her actions. Guessing the dad is nowhere to be seen? Don't let her or your mom tell you you're selfish. You have your own life and future to think about. So I'm in California too, and I work for the school district. In our district we have high school options for teen moms with on-site daycare so the girls can finish high school. There are also similar options at junior college. There is also a lot of options through the state's welfare programs that pay for childcare for the same reason. Better to get a teen mom a good education so they can get a decent job and support themselves than give them no help now and pay for welfare the rest of their lives. Is your mom getting paid through one of those programs? Has your stepsister enrolled in any of those programs? She's very lucky she's in California, because we do have help available that doesn't include having you sacrificing for her decisions. Oh, and of course NTA. Good luck to you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.